Shenyi sat up groggily, noticing something unusual about the air in his room. A strange door floated mid-air, outlined in a red glow, defying all logic. He examined it closely, realizing it wasn't attached to anything, an impossible phenomenon. Suspicion crept in as he reached out, wondering if it was some elaborate illusion. The moment his fingers touched the knob, an eerie sensation rippled through his body. As he pressed forward, the door yawned open, revealing a dark, infinite void. Shenyi hesitated, glancing behind him, his instincts warning him of something unnatural ahead. There was no wall behind the door, just an endless corridor stretching unnaturally. A strange noise echoed beyond, faint at first but growing into a terrifying guttural sound. Shadows twisted inside, revealing a skeletal beast with glowing eyes and gnashing, razor-like teeth. The creature lunged, forcing Shenyi to leap backward as wind howled from the abyss. He scrambled away, heart pounding, knowing he had no weapon to fight this nightmare. The door flickered before disappearing completely, trapping him inside with the monstrous abomination. A strange message appeared before his eyes, proclaiming his acceptance into the world link. Realization dawned as he understood his fate had been sealed and escape was impossible. Shenyi jolted awake, hearing an unfamiliar voice resonating inside his head, unsettling him deeply. The mysterious voice urged him to remain calm, explaining an interdimensional communication process. Following instructions, Shenyi rummaged through his bag, uncovering an eerie, cursed-looking statue. The voice identified it as the cursed statue of the wicked Ghost King, meant for harm. Someone had placed it near him to curse, kill, and steal his soul for power. Shenyi realized the body he now inhabited once belonged to another martial disciple. The original owner's soul had been destroyed by the statue's sinister, malevolent curse. At that same moment, Shenyi's soul had left his previous world, merging seamlessly. This merging granted him unexpected power, accumulated from years of soul devouring. The voice instructed him to summon the mysterious door again, now under his control. The door reappeared, responding to his command, linked directly to his newfound World Link ability. Because of his politeness, Shenyi gained the unexpected title of Polite Person. The title, though damaged, slightly improved how people perceived him in this world. The voice warned him to stay cautious, as threats would soon recognize his survival. Before the communication faded, the voice revealed a final truth. It desperately needed Shenyi. Shenyi stared at the ominous red letters, realizing he had entered the nightmare realm. The voice explained its imprisonment deep inside, urging him to descend and set it free. Before Shenyi could respond, the voice faded, leaving him alone with unanswered questions. He contemplated the situation, wondering why someone wanted him dead right after arriving here. Despite his lack of strength, he considered approaching the skeleton, uncertain if talking was possible. Shenyi convinced himself that communication was key, even if his opponent was an undead skeleton. Standing before the towering skeletal figure, he questioned if his plan was truly reasonable. Shenyi cautiously introduced himself, activating his title in hopes of calming the skeletal creature. The skeleton growled, its glowing eyes fixated on him, unsure of his strange approach. Shenyi apologized sincerely, hoping politeness could diffuse the tension with the monstrous being. Just as he thought it was working, the creature's limbs tensed, preparing to strike. The attack came unexpectedly, forcing Shenyi to dodge as the floor shattered beneath him. Shenyi barely landed safely, frustrated that his peaceful approach had only made things worse. The skeleton lunged again, its massive claws tearing through the surroundings with terrifying force. He braced himself but was flung backward, barely avoiding the full brunt of impact. Realizing the door's destruction would make escaping impossible, Shenyi quickly assessed his situation. His attempt to gain new titles failed, learning they could only be earned once daily. With no other choice, Shenyi decided to stall until he could try again. He hyped himself up, channeling his past experience as a smooth-talking salesman. Stepping forward confidently, he announced his return, determined to handle this as negotiation. The skeleton's aggression didn't waver, its piercing green eyes locking onto him once more. Despite his efforts, the beast remained relentless, leaving Shenyi in an unavoidable predicament. Shenyi remained confident, explaining his ability to travel between both realms without restrictions. The skeleton tensed, reacting aggressively, unwilling to be swayed by mere words alone. Shenyi dodged the creature's attack, maintaining his composure, determined to negotiate a deal. Noticing the skeleton's weakened state, he pointed out its damaged arm and fractures. He further analyzed its injuries, revealing the extent of the skeletal warrior's deteriorating condition. The skeleton hesitated, stopping its advance, intrigued by Shenyi's unexpected observation. He quickly presented a solution, introducing calcium tablets and supplements from his home world. His pitch was persuasive, comparing the benefits of supplementation to a warrior's resilience. He cleverly leveraged the skeleton's condition, offering an exclusive opportunity to restore strength. Shenyi confidently extended his hand, waiting for the skeleton's final decision. Dark energy crackled as the skeleton reacted, unleashing an unexpected surge of purple lightning. Shenyi recoiled, uncertain if his plan had completely failed or taken an unexpected turn. A mystical contract materialized before him, its ancient symbols radiating eerie energy. His eyes widened upon realizing the skeleton had presented an official agreement. As he examined the contract, he questioned the mysterious ellipses following the skeleton's title. Shenyi examined the contract, realizing it was a binding exchange of loyalty and power. The contract promised strength in return for fulfilling the skeleton's unfinished tasks in the realm. He hesitated briefly, wondering how much he was truly willing to risk for survival. The moment his name appeared, a surge of energy connected him to the skeleton. With the contract sealed, an unseen bond formed, shifting their dynamic entirely. Shenyi awoke in a familiar room, his mind adjusting to the sudden change in reality. His parents expressed concern, urging him to rest and recover properly at home. They handed him calcium tablets, completely unaware of his otherworldly encounter. He felt warmth, appreciating a family's care, something absent from his past life. The peaceful moment was interrupted by officers at the door, searching for Shenyi. The officer's resigned face mirrored the harsh reality, offering no comfort or real solutions. Shenyi listened closely, his expression grim as he grasped the unsettling truth unfolding. Shenyi's eyes hardened, memories of the past mixing with the fear of the unknown. The vision of the real Shenyi being killed by the monster replayed vividly, hauntingly. Determined, Shenyi clenched his fists, vowing not to let fate dictate his path. The officer approached Shenyi, his tone careful, sensing the boy's rising frustration and anger. Leaning against the wall, the officer shared unsettling news, deepening Shenyi's unease and suspicion. Shenyi forced a polite nod, his mind racing with possibilities and potential dangers ahead. The officer, masked in professionalism, reassured Shenyi, but doubt lingered heavily in the air. As the officer left, Shenyi remained motionless, analyzing every word and hidden meaning. Shenyi sat alone, the room's dim light casting long shadows over his troubled face. His mind churned, piecing together fragments of conversations, searching for clues and hidden threats. The officer returned, his presence a sharp reminder of the precarious situation Shenyi faced. Accepting the offered card, Shenyi kept his expression neutral, concealing his growing apprehension. The officer's parting words lingered, a thinly veiled warning, as Shenyi tightened his grip, resolute. Shenyi examined the card, realizing Sergeant Luo Feichuan might be a rare, trustworthy ally. Despite his doubts, Shenyi knew he needed all the help he could get. Sitting alone, Shenyi considered his next move, knowing danger was closing in fast. His mind raced with terrifying possibilities, fearing his family might become the enemy's next target. Steeling his resolve, Shenyi clenched his fist, determined to grow stronger no matter what. Shenyi slammed open the door, his movements sharp and filled with unwavering determination and grit. His surroundings were dim and eerie, but Shenyi's focus remained unshaken, eyes sharp and alert. He stepped into the darkness, calling out with confidence, expecting his target to respond immediately. The shadows twisted, revealing a monstrous figure with glowing green eyes and a menacing aura. Standing his ground, Shenyi held out the talisman, prepared for whatever the creature demanded next. The creature's bony hand extended, pointing at Shenyi's bag, signaling its interest in the tonic. Shenyi hesitated briefly, then revealed the tonic, curiosity piqued by the creature's unusual behavior. Green energy swirled around them, the air thick with anticipation as the tonic glowed mysteriously. Ancient texts unraveled mid-air, explaining the trade-off, offering knowledge in exchange for the precious tonic. Shenyi's eyes widened, the promise of enhanced combat prowess making the dangerous deal irresistible. Shenyi grasped the glowing crystal, feeling a surge of energy course through his entire body. Green energy enveloped Shenyi, lifting him off the ground as the crystal's power flowed in. The words Moonlit Deerwalk appeared, marking his successful acquisition of a rare and agile technique. Shenyi absorbed the technique, his body instinctively adjusting to new evasive dash and sidestep skills. His eyes burned with newfound determination, finally possessing a way to defend himself against looming threats. Sharp claws struck, scattering potions across the dark room as Shenyi leaped back instinctively. The creature's glowing green eyes pierced the shadows, its silhouette haunting and dangerously still. Shenyi steadied his breath, wondering why the creature insisted on hiding in the pitch-black room. Ignoring the eerie atmosphere, Shenyi focused on practicing the Moonlit Deerwalk technique without delay. The room system assessed his physical stats, revealing he needed more agility points to proceed. Shenyi's eyes widened, sensing a sudden, unsettling presence that sent chills down his spine. An ominous figure hung upside down by the window, its silhouette sharp against the city lights. The scarred intruder's piercing gaze bore into Shenyi, silently challenging him to prove his strength. The assassin swung his blade, but Shenyi ducked swiftly, narrowly avoiding the deadly strike. With a quick spin, Shenyi positioned himself, ready to counter the assassin's relentless assault. Shenyi's instincts kicked in, recognizing the danger as the assassin's movements became sharper and more aggressive. He realized the attack wasn't random. Someone had sent a skilled assassin to eliminate him. Determined, Shenyi activated his polite person skill, masking his fear with a welcoming expression. The assassin lunged forward, but Shen Yi slipped away, his agility barely keeping him from harm. Shen Yi's polite person skill proved useless against the assassin's higher rank and unyielding aggression. Shen Yi's mind raced, struggling to find a strategy while dodging the assassin's unrelenting strikes. Cornered, Shen Yi activated the Friendly Navigator skill, hoping to gain crucial points for survival. Desperation set in as Shen Yi prepared to consume the polite person skill to gain strength. Green energy enveloped Shen Yi, his agility points rising as he absorbed the polite person skill. Empowered, Shen Yi felt the surge of strength, unlocking the moonlit deer walk technique instantly. Shen Yi dashed forward, the green energy shattering the door as he closed in on the assassin. He moved with inhuman speed, the green aura trailing as he activated moonlit deer walk flawlessly. The assassin hesitated, unnerved by Shen Yi's sudden transformation and the ominous glow surrounding him. Shen Yi taunted the assassin, slipping into the shadows as the creature's green eyes glowed. The assassin rushed forward, unaware of the monstrous presence lurking within the pitch-black corridor. A terrifying creature emerged, its jaws snapping as the assassin froze in sudden, paralyzing fear. The creature lunged, its sharp teeth tearing through flesh, leaving only horrific crunching sounds behind. Shen Yi listened from afar, his heartbeat steady, knowing the assassin was no longer a threat. Breathing heavily, Shen Yi slipped back into his room, closing the door with a quiet click. His mind raced. If one assassin came, more were likely on their way soon. Without hesitation, Shen Yi activated his skill, sacrificing the creature to gain powerful green energy surged, revealing two rare items. The pale shadow crown and silver war. Shen Yi's eyes widened, the crown offering stealth and the metal granting safe passage through dangerous territory. Shen Yi smirked, realizing the creature valued trade over violence, now rewarding him with rare treasures. He activated the pale shadow crown, and a green aura enveloped him, transforming his appearance. Shen Yi looked into the mirror, astonished by his new elf-like form and enchanted attire. A sudden knock at the door startled him, his mind racing. Was it another assassin already? Shen Yi hesitated, recognizing Chen Haoyu's voice, but remained cautious, knowing danger could still lurk. Switching back to his normal form, Shen Yi opened the door, welcoming Chen Haoyu inside. Chen Haoyu rushed forward, embracing Shen Yi tightly, his relief evident through his tearful, heartfelt apology. Shen Yi reassured him, brushing off the danger, grateful for the support of his closest friend. As Chen Haoyu turned, a woman entered, her presence shifting the room's atmosphere to cautious curiosity. The woman's gentle smile and Chen Haoyu's easygoing demeanor helped ease Shen Yi's lingering suspicions. Walking through the hallway, Chen Haoyu explained his parents' efforts to secure super tonics for Shen Yi. Shen Yi nodded, keeping up appearances while absorbing the significance of the family's powerful connections. Chen Haoyu's enthusiasm about exams caught Shen Yi off guard. Realizing the original body's school obligations, Shen Yi's mind raced, piecing together the timeline and how the curse impacted his academic life. Sitting quietly, Shen Yi assessed his situation, the weight of school and survival pressing heavily. He activated his skill, the green aura revealing stats and reinforcing the importance of agility points. Shen Yi's eyes widened, understanding why Moonlit Deerwalk required specific physical and mental attributes. His thoughts shifted darkly. Going to school felt like walking into a trap while being hunted. Despite the danger, Shen Yi hesitated, the woman's gentle expression making him question giving up entirely. Shen Yi reached out, his mother's warm touch grounding him in the moment's safety. She wrapped him in a gentle embrace, her love providing comfort through the chaotic storm. Her soft words reassured him, prioritizing his safety over the pressures of school exams. Shen Yi closed his eyes, absorbing the warmth, grateful for her unwavering support. Determined, Shen Yi knew he needed strength, not just for himself but for his family. Shen Yi forced a smile, promising his mom he wouldn't give up so easily. He knew deep down, admitting defeat would only worry her more, and he couldn't. Memories of the original Shen Yi flooded his mind, showing glimpses of family and responsibility. Despite the estranged relationship with his grandfather, Shen Yi's family stood strong on their own. They never relied on wealth, living modestly, their pride preventing them from seeking outside help. Shen Yi realized the sacrifice his parents made to obtain the precious super tonic. His heart ached knowing they must have humbled themselves, pleading with the estranged grandfather. The weight of their efforts pushed Shen Yi, he couldn't let them go to waste. Sharing a quiet meal with his family, Shen Yi steeled himself for the challenges ahead. The next day, he faced the imposing school, ready to conquer both exams and danger. Shen Yi blended into the crowded school, marveling at how easy it was to disappear. His mind raced, hoping powerful teachers might provide protection if danger found him here. Hearing Zhao Yibing was looking for him, Shen Yi's curiosity mixed with a bit of dread. He spotted Zhao Yibing in the hallway, her expression unreadable as she approached cautiously. Zhao Yibing mentioned the exams, her confidence highlighting the gap between her and Shen Yi. Her gentle voice softened, but her words struck like a hammer. She didn't want him around. Shen Yi sensed the whispers, the curious eyes, as gossip spread like wildfire around them. Zhao Yibing explained how their worlds had drifted apart, suggesting they remain only as friends. Shen Yi's frustration flared, feeling the sting of her rejection and the crowd's judging stares. He responded sharply, his pride wounded, making it clear he never sought her out. The crowd buzzed with shock, twisting the story to make Zhao Yibing seem heartless and cold. Someone stepped forward, questioning Shen Ye's actions, defending Zhao Yibing's perspective with sharp words. Zhao Yibing's tears fell, her voice trembling, believing their friendship meant more than hurtful words. Shen Yi remained stoic, his harsh words masking the confusion and turmoil he felt inside. The room tensed as he demanded Zhao Yibing take back the gifts, challenging her openly. Shen Yi raised his middle finger confidently, drawing clear line, refusing any chance of reconciliation. Shen Yi stood unfazed while the crowd's anger boiled over, his calm demeanor fueling their rage. The girl's furious outburst drew more attention, and whispers spread rapidly, building a storm of tension. Sun Ming's commanding presence turned the crowd into a mob, their focus locked on Shen Yi. Shen Yi kept his cool, though he knew his reputation was now hanging by a thread. The sudden entrance of a towering figure halted the chaos, his presence silencing every hostile voice. The man's cold gaze bore into Shen Yi, the room filled with a chilling pressure. Shen Yi clenched his fists, his mind racing with the weight of the situation before him. Sun Ming's taunts only added fuel to the fire, pushing Shen Yi's patience to its limits. Zhao Yibing stood back, unsure whether to intervene or let the confrontation play out naturally. Shen Yi's forced apology hung in the air, but the bitterness in his eyes was undeniable. As Shen Yi wiped away a single tear, the crowd's mood shifted to uncomfortable disbelief. Zhao Yibing struggled with her own confusion, her expression a mix of anger and regret. The crowd's judgment weighed heavily, and Shen Yi's vulnerability added an unexpected twist to the situation. Sun Ming's booming voice cut through the silence, his intention clear as he moved towards Shen Yi. Shen Yi braced himself, his instincts screaming as the impending clash loomed ever closer. Shen Yi's swift kick sent Sun Ming flying, leaving the crowd stunned by his unexpected strength. The spectators watched in disbelief as Shen Yi's green aura pulsed, showcasing his moonlit deerwalk technique. Sun Ming's confusion turned into frustration, his ego bruised as he struggled to regain his stance. The teachers hurried to the scene, sensing the rising tension and the potential for chaos ahead. Shen Yi stood his ground, knowing the mock exams were about to begin, keeping his composure intact. As the students gathered on the field, Shen Yi blended in, keeping his emotions carefully hidden. His mind raced, replaying the earlier conflict, but he knew he had to focus now. Chen Haoyu's casual greeting broke Shen Yi's thoughts, grounding him back into the present moment. The mention of the new comic shop behind the school piqued Shen Yi's interest slightly. Shen Yi forced a smile, his stomach twisting, as he excused himself to the restroom. Walking through the empty hallway, Shen Yi's footsteps echoed, matching the rhythm of his anxious heartbeat. The silence of the corridor felt heavy, each step amplifying the weight of his earlier choices. Shen Yi slipped into the restroom, the cold tiles offering a brief refuge from reality. He splashed water on his face, hoping the chill would wash away his lingering doubts. As he gripped the sink, Shen Yi steadied his breath, preparing himself for whatever came next. The eerie silence shattered as a shadowy figure materialized in the hallway, its presence unsettling and unnatural. The assassin moved with fluid grace, purple energy crackling around the dagger clutched tightly in hand. Shen Yi remained unaware of the danger lurking just beyond the restroom door, lost in his thoughts. The assassin crept closer, the dim light casting twisted shadows along the cold tiled walls. A sinister grin spread across the assassin's face, confident in the impending success of the mission. The restroom stalls stood empty, but the assassin's instincts screamed that someone was hiding nearby. Green energy glowed. Shen Yi's elf appearance materialized, his aura bright against the surrounding darkness. Shen Yi's sharp eyes scanned the area, each step calculated, his bow ready for an attack. A loaded gun lay on the ground, its metallic gleam promising safety but whispering danger. Shen Yi hesitated, unaccustomed to firearms, but necessity forced his hand to reach for it. Shen Yi moved cautiously, his senses on high alert, following the assassin's faint energy trail. The dim corridor stretched endlessly, every sound magnified as Shen Yi navigated through the ominous setting. Lightning crackled, illuminating Shen Yi's determined face as he prepared for whatever lay ahead. The mysterious blue energy swirled, revealing a translucent figure holding an ancient, human-shaped token. Shen Yi's expression shifted to shock, realizing this ethereal presence might be an unexpected ally. The blue energy shattered into fragments, leaving nothing but an eerie silence as the presence vanished completely. Shen Yi materialized in the forest, blue energy dissipating as he took in the elven landscape. Dizzy and disoriented, Shen Yi examined the dagger, wondering why the mysterious voice gifted it. His instincts flared as he heard approaching footsteps, quickly concealing himself behind the thick foliage. 3 elves emerged, their sharp eyes scanning the surroundings, unknowingly stepping into Shen Yi's hidden gaze. They recognized Shen Yi as Fern, their expressions shifting from caution to surprise as they called. Shen Yi steadied himself, realizing these elves wore the pale shadow crown, disguising their true identities. The lead elf's harsh words stung, reminding Shen Yi he was late to their planned rendezvous. Shen Yi's mind raced, piecing together the elves' deception and their sinister intentions toward the tribe. Their plan was clear: gain the tribe's trust, strike at night, and steal their treasures. Shen Yi nodded, playing along, his hands trembling as he concealed his true identity. The elven leader barked orders, impatience growing as Shen Yi hesitated, still processing the dangerous situation. A reckless move almost exposed their disguise, but Shen Yi quickly played it off as a mistake. His keen eye noticed their medallions matched, confirming these elves were not living beings but undead. The group moved swiftly, Shen Yi struggling to keep pace as they raced toward the elf village. His thoughts churned, realizing just how powerful these undead were, and what dangers lay ahead. Shen Yi and the disguised undead reached the village, the warm glow hiding the looming danger. The undead leader outlined the assassination plan, expecting Shen Yi to eliminate the elven chief. Shen Yi's mind raced, balancing his survival instincts with the growing weight of the impossible task. His forced confidence masked the fear, knowing refusal meant certain death at the undead's hands. The undead grinned, satisfied with Shen Yi's compliance, unknowingly pushing him deeper into the deadly scheme. Shen Yi felt the cold grip of dread, realizing how trapped he truly was among them. The village guards welcomed them, recognizing Shen Yi's silver war medallion as a symbol of trust. His steps felt heavy, the path to the elven chief's quarters winding through the serene village. The elf village glowed with soft lights, its peaceful beauty contrasting the dark mission ahead. Shen Yi followed the guide, his senses alert, every step bringing him closer to the chief. Beautiful elven maidens greeted Shen Yi, their smiles genuine, making his mission feel even crueler. The chief's residence stood grand, and the guide's words confirmed they had anticipated Shen Yi's arrival. The undead remained behind, their watchful eyes ensuring Shen Yi wouldn't deviate from the plan. His inner monologue spiraled, torn between betrayal of the tribe and his own fight for survival. Shen Yi steeled himself, hoping that if he succeeded, a new title or opportunity awaited him. Shen Yi moved cautiously through the towering archway, the pale light casting long shadows around him. The grand windows shimmered with blue light, a robed figure stood silently, exuding an unsettling aura. Shen Yi's breath caught as the elf chief turned, his silhouette framed by the fractured glass. The elf chief's piercing gaze and quiet welcome sent a chill down Shen Yi's spine. Shen Yi's titles shimmered around him, but the notification warned him of the chief's true strength. Purple energy swirled, revealing the chief's formidable titles, each more intimidating than the last. Nature's mighty lord, Grandmaster of Arcane Arts and Guardian of the Nightmare Realm appeared before Shen Yi. Shen Yi's own titles, like Polite Person, paled in comparison, a grim reminder of his predicament. Doubt crept into Shen Yi's mind, his initial confidence crumbling as reality crashed against his hopes. He realized the undead outside stood no chance against this ancient being, and neither did he. Shen Yi stood frozen, the stark contrast of his Polite Person title against the chief's overwhelming power. Shen Yi felt the elf chief's magic envelop him, teleporting him to the lively feast hall. Blue light shattered as Shen Yi appeared among celebrating elves, their laughter masking the looming danger. The undead disguised as elves welcomed Shen Yi, reminding him of his deadly task during the feast. He realized they planned to use the chaos as a cover, abandoning him to his fate. Shen Yi clenched his fist, knowing waiting meant certain death. He needed a plan, and fast. A graceful elf approached Shen Yi, her soft voice and kind eyes catching him off guard. She requested a dance, her innocent smile making Shen Yi's mission feel even more impossible. Shen Yi hesitated, but she led him, her natural elegance contrasting his nervous, stiff movements. Her green magic trailed as they danced, mesmerizing the crowd and momentarily easing Shen Yi's fear. His mind spun, caught between survival instincts and the surreal beauty of this unexpected moment. Shen Yi's thoughts raced, struggling to find an excuse to avoid his grim mission without suspicion. Her gentle words pierced his thoughts, hinting at the harsh realities of the battlefield's toll. He stumbled, his anxiety slipping through his facade, fearing his hesitation would expose him to danger. Shen Yi managed a strained smile, asking her name, desperately hoping to stall for time. She introduced herself as Lani, her bright eyes holding a truth. Lani watched curiously as Shen Yi prepared to perform a magic trick, his smile brightening. Shen Yi accepted Lani's bracelet, promising an unforgettable magic show that left the crowd intrigued. Shen Yi stood confidently, drawing everyone's attention with his bold announcement and infectious enthusiasm. With a dramatic flair, Shen Yi promised a transformation unlike anything the crowd had seen before. Shen Yi declared his amazing ability, surprising everyone by claiming he could transform into a human. Lani's eyes widened, never expecting magic that could turn someone into a real human. The elves murmured, curious if Shen Yi's transformation spell was a clever trick or genuine magic. Shen Yi skillfully prepared, his fingers brushing the bracelet as he focused on the spell. With a flash of green energy, Shen Yi executed his spell, radiating confidence and precision. Lani gazed in awe as the spell unfolded, anticipation growing among the watching crowd. The crowd marveled at Shen Yi's transformation, his human form complete with realistic ears and features. Shen Yi explained the secret behind his transformation, holding up his crown with a sly grin. He revealed his brothers also knew the magic, able to transform if they removed crowns. The crowd's excitement grew as Shen Yi hinted at his brothers' potential transformations. Suddenly, shadowy figures with glowing red eyes appeared, an unsettling aura surrounding them. As the eerie red-eyed figures emerged, the elves sprang into action, weapons drawn and ready. Confusion spread among the guards as Shen Yi calmly stood, his expression unreadable amidst the chaos. Shen Yi slipped through the doorway, his silhouette vanishing as the undead creatures surged forward. The elves hesitated, unsure how Shen Yi disappeared, while Lani's determination only grew stronger. Lani's sharp eyes focused on Shen Yi, sensing something off about his sudden transformation. Lani ordered the capture of the undead, warning everyone to be cautious of hidden tricks. Blue energy erupted, binding the elves as twisted roots tightened, trapping them in place. A mysterious figure emerged, mocking the undead for underestimating the hidden human infiltrator, Shen Yi. One elf stuttered, trying to explain with badges, but the sinister tree spirit loomed closer. The corrupted tree's red eyes glowed, green energy crackling ominously as the forest's magic turned hostile. The chief elf examined the cursed crown, its dark magic pulsing with shadows from the park abyss. His expression hardened, realizing every village had been infiltrated by undead spies using this artifact. Lani stared into the dark void, a chilling realization setting in. Shen Yi wouldn't return. Shen Yi cautiously moved through the dark corridor, noting how the door adapted to its surroundings. He realized the risk he'd taken, vowing to avoid such dangerous situations in the future. The unsettling green glow of the skeleton's eyes met Shen Yi's wary gaze in the shadows. Shen Yi's surprise grew as the skeletal creature spoke, revealing an unexpected understanding of human language. The skeleton confronted Shen Yi about the pale shadow crown, questioning his intent with dark curiosity. Shen Yi summoned a contract, its golden energy reflecting his unwavering resolve and sharp negotiation skills. The skeleton offered a powerful legacy nightmare crystal, proposing a trade to appease Shen Yi's anger. Purple energy crackled as Shen Yi absorbed the crystal's offer, intrigued by its potential evolutionary talents. The skeleton revealed his survival, crediting the undead's desire to extract the secret of legacy talents. Shen Yi maintained his composure, accepting the deal but warning against future betrayals with a sly grin. Shen Yi stood before the throne of an ominous undead king, purple energy swirling around him. 3 glowing orbs hovered, each containing a unique and ancient talent with unimaginable potential. The undead king's voice echoed, urging Shen Yi to select a legacy talent and gain power. Shen Yi examined the talents closely, understanding that each choice would significantly shape his future path. The glowing crystals pulsed, each representing a different fate: dark whispers, spectral reality, or nightmare's gift. Shen Yi analyzed the undead resurrection talent, realizing its potential but weighing the risk involved. He discarded the resurrection option, focusing on dark whispers, which promised valuable insight into hidden threats. Shen Yi gripped the green crystal, channeling its power, feeling the whispers of the undead surround him. The dark energy flowed, granting Shen Yi a heightened sense of danger and hidden undead presences. His aura pulsed with green light as even the skeletal creature acknowledged his bold and unexpected choice. Shen Yi's decision puzzled the skeleton, who admitted most monarchs preferred the offensive or evasive talents. He demanded answers, eager to uncover why his assassination attempt had gone so wrong. The skeleton revealed the original target was a powerful elven priestess, not Shen Yi himself. The mention of the priestess's formidable titles made Shen Yi realize how narrowly he escaped danger. Shen Yi's thoughts raced. Now was his only chance to act while the elven knights remained distracted. Shen Yi moved quietly through the shadowy corridor, choosing to prioritize his own safety first. The evaluation title, One of Us, caught his attention, promising a unique ability to deceive others. He recognized the title's potential, allowing him to manipulate loyalty and erase memories if used wisely. Shen Yi's newfound items, including the green quality bracelet from Lani, bolstered his spiritual power. Satisfied with his haul, Shen Yi planned to conceal his gains and avoid unnecessary attention. Chen Haoyu stood at the agility test platform, his expression focused, ready to prove himself. As the test started, Chen Haoyu dashed forward, purple obstacles shooting up to challenge his agility. Shen Yi watched anxiously, cheering him on while he struggled to maintain his composure and speed. Chen Haoyu moved quickly, but a purple blast caught him off guard, hitting him hard. Laughter filled the air as Chen Haoyu rubbed his head, embarrassment showing through his forced smile. With 71 points, Chen Haoyu stepped away, and Shen Yi took his place confidently. Shenyi approached the starting line, his movements relaxed, exuding a quiet but powerful confidence. When the test began, Shenyi moved gracefully, his agility making it look effortless and smooth. Spectators whispered in awe, comparing Shenyi's fluid steps to ice skating on a smooth surface. Shenyi's training shined through as he skillfully dodged the water guns with precise, light steps. From the sidelines, two observers studied Shenyi, intrigued by his agility and calm demeanor. They discussed Shenyi's potential, impressed by his talent, but questioning his mental power. Director Qian mentioned only a perfect score in mental power could ensure Shenyi's success. Shenyi continued the test, his expression calm, though he knew his mental power was average. Determined to shine, Shenyi pushed forward, giving his best despite knowing the tough expectations. Shenyi received a perfect agility score, his teacher's praise mixed with regret for missed exams. As lunchtime approached, Shenyi opted to study, while his friends excitedly went to eat. Sitting alone in the empty classroom, Shenyi struggled with history from this unfamiliar world. Memories clashed in his mind, causing a headache as he grappled with this world's differences. Shenyi sighed, wondering how to adapt, knowing he had to push through the confusion. Suddenly, a chair flew past Shenyi, narrowly missing him as chaos erupted around the room. Sun Ming confronted Shenyi, his aggressive demeanor signaling trouble was far from over. Sun Ming's strength was evident, boasting about surpassing Shenyi while he was absent. Shenyi remained calm, knowing strength alone wouldn't determine who is truly number one. The tension rose as the challenger proposed a match to settle who deserved the top spot. Shenyi's trait activated, a green aura enveloping him, signaling his ally ability in effect. The surrounding students hesitated, momentarily influenced by the trait's power to avoid direct confrontation. Shenyi understood the situation, realizing Zhao Yibing had sent them because of petty jealousy. With only seconds left of the ally effect, the aggressor's true intentions started showing again. Shenyi prepared for the inevitable clash, his resolve strong as he activated the Devour skill. Shenyi activated his Devour skill, gaining attribute points and an option to shift his agility. Realizing the advantage, Shenyi swiftly converted his agility points to strength, boosting his power. Sun Ming charged at Shenyi, determined to settle the score with raw strength and speed. Shenyi grabbed Sun Ming, showcasing his newfound strength, his grip unyielding and stance firm. With a fierce battle cry, Shenyi's eyes sharpened, ready to unleash his full potential. Sun Ming lunged at Shenyi, his confidence unwavering until a sudden, shocking force struck him. Shenyi's attack landed perfectly, Sun Ming's scream echoing as electric energy crackled through his body. Shenyi demonstrated his strength, breaking free from his opponent's grip like it was nothing. Spectators watched in disbelief as Shenyi's raw power surpassed everyone's expectations, leaving them speechless. Shenyi's strength wasn't just muscle, it was resilience, explosive power, and the life force within. His aura flared, bright red energy enveloping him, showcasing the true depth of his strength stat. Frustrated by petty jealousy, Shenyi stood amidst fallen opponents, knowing trouble was far from over. Shenyi confronted Sun Ming, regret evident in his faces, pleading for forgiveness. Shenyi's expression hardened as he recalled how they tried to sabotage his future prospects. Without hesitation, Shenyi moved, his speed and strength sending his opponents flying through the air. Screams echoed as Sun Ming's group crashed through windows, their plans shattered by Shenyi's power. Outside, chaos ensued as the injured students struggled to comprehend the force they had faced. The teacher arrived, finding the classroom wrecked, and Shenyi sat among unconscious students. Shenyi pointed to the fallen students, accusing them of bullying him to the teacher. The teacher was skeptical, struggling to believe Shenyi's claim considering the damage around them. Observers whispered in shock, realizing Shenyi's strength exceeded what even a group could handle. Zhao Yibing, watching from afar, clenched her fists, realizing Shenyi wasn't an easy target. She stared at the screen, her hands trembling as she read the shocking results again. A memory resurfaced, Shenyi's determined eyes, her hesitant words, the unspoken regret between them. She wondered if a different farewell could have changed the course of his life. But fate had decided otherwise, leaving her standing there as consequences unfolded around them. Sun Ming, carried away on a stretcher, had lost everything. There was no turning back. The atmosphere was tense, whispers spreading as the ambulance left, and her thoughts raced. Zhao Yibing clenched her fists, blaming herself for never recognizing Sun Ming's struggle earlier. She turned, meeting his gaze, half-conscious, yet burning with something unsettlingly familiar. His eyes locked onto hers, sending a shiver down her spine as realization struck. This wasn't over. A connection remained between them, whether she acknowledged it or not. Sun Ming's lips moved, struggling to form words, panic rising in his unsteady breaths. His voice, weak but sharp, broke through the murmurs surrounding them like a warning. Fear gripped her. Whatever he wanted to say, she didn't want to hear it. All eyes turned to her, the tension suffocating as she fought back emotions. Zhao Yibing lowered her gaze, heart pounding. There was no escaping the past now. Her voice trembled as she pointed, drawing attention to Sun Ming's motionless body before everyone. Shen Yi's thoughts raced. He realized Bing Bing had shifted the blame, pushing him into danger. The teacher's voice boomed, ordering Shen Yi to follow, sealing his fate with no escape. The principal walked confidently, ignoring the plea, focused on maintaining the institution's strict recruitment standards. A sudden interruption stopped him, urgent news about a fight, bringing unexpected consequences his way. His skepticism faded as the video played, revealing a fight far from ordinary. Shock spread across his face as the intensity of the confrontation became undeniable. Outside, officers reviewed the footage, their expressions unreadable as they analyzed every critical detail. The officer questioned Shen Yi, suspicious of his intention behind filming the fight so carefully. Shen Yi defended himself, explaining the desperate situation that forced him to record everything. The teacher's voice grew tense, concerned about the impact this would have on Shen Yi's future. The officer reassured them, promising only a short questioning if injuries weren't severe. Shen Yi clenched his fists, mind racing. He needed to act fast before losing another opportunity. Mr. Qian approached, exuding authority, instantly shifting the atmosphere into something more intense. He had seen everything, the controlled strength, the unyielding spirit hidden beneath Shen Yi's restraint. With a knowing smirk, he introduced himself as a director from the martial arts group. The realization hit hard. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity beyond Shen Yi's wildest dreams. Before him lay a stairway, not just to power, but to an extraordinary future. Shen Yi stared at Mr. Qian, feeling an overwhelming presence beyond his understanding or abilities. No matter how he adjusted his stats, landing a single hit seemed completely impossible. Mr. Qian's calm voice broke the silence, revealing a cybernetic system assessing Shen Yi's strength. The number stunned everyone. Shen Yi's potential exceeded expectations, leaving witnesses in utter disbelief. Shocked reactions filled the room. Strength at level 5? That wasn't something to ignore. Mr. Qian acknowledged the strength, explaining its rarity and the opportunities it could unlock. Shen Yi's strength was significant enough to handle powerful combat mechs and ancient weapons. Mr. Qian offered a chance, a retest that could secure Shen Yi's future completely. Excitement surged within Shen Yi. This was an opportunity he couldn't afford to waste. Mr. Qian then shifted his focus, curiously inquiring about Shen Yi's psychic power level. Shen Yi hesitated, knowing his psychic power wasn't as exceptional compared to his physical stats. With a confident smile, he answered, revealing a level far above normal expectations. Mr. Qian's cigarette nearly dropped as he processed the unexpected and astonishing response. The surrounding crowd erupted in shock. No one expected such high psychic potential. Mr. Qian requested a demonstration, prompting Shen Yi to test his newfound abilities immediately. The officers received their orders, signaling an end to the investigation and preparing to leave. Shen Yi's stats surpassed expectations, strength, agility, and psychic power, proving his exceptional potential. Realizing his future was limitless, Shen Yi exhaled, determined to push his abilities further. Mr. Qian's excitement echoed, his amusement clear as he watched Shen Yi's reaction unfold. The unexpected singing caught attention, filling the room with an energy that lightened the mood. Shen Yi felt awkward, unsure if he should participate or remain silent in discomfort. Mr. Qian interrupted, requesting privacy, signaling an important conversation about Shen Yi's potential future. Walking together, the air grew heavier as Mr. Qian posed a life-changing question. Shen Yi hesitated before answering, reflecting on his deepest desires and hidden determination within. His resolve became clear. He wanted enough strength to protect those he cared about. Mr. Qian acknowledged his ambition, presenting the first step toward transforming his raw potential. A challenge was set. Shen Yi had to strike, but not with mere words. Energy surged around Shen Yi as he prepared, reallocating his stats for the attack. The punch landed, yet Mr. Qian barely reacted, demonstrating an unshakable defensive technique. Shen Yi suddenly found himself immobilized, unable to move no matter how hard he tried. Mr. Qian explained, introducing a technique that could disable even stronger opponents effortlessly. But before anything else, Mr. Qian reached into his pocket, revealing an unexpected object. Shen Yi's eyes widened. This was an invaluable skill, one that could change everything. Mr. Qian demonstrated another technique, effortlessly deflecting projectiles with a skill beyond ordinary reach. Shen Yi watched in awe, realizing even sniper rounds were useless against such mastery. Mr. Qian casually dismissed the feat, revealing the existence of secret arts within their organization. He extended an invitation, offering Shen Yi a place in the Hidden Dragon Project. The program guaranteed recommendations to elite schools, but only through a rigorous entrance exam. The exam was exclusive, traditionally reserved for noble families with ancient martial legacies and power. These families controlled knowledge, artifacts, and wealth, standing high above common people like Shen Yi. Mr. Qian emphasized how the Hidden Dragon Project sought to uncover hidden talents like him. Regardless of the outcome, the organization promised resources and guidance toward an extraordinary future. At his peak, Shen Yi would return to the organization, ensuring a mutually beneficial relationship. Shen Yi finally understood this world revolved around strength, and weakness meant being powerless forever. Memories surfaced. His family, once noble, had fallen, leaving them vulnerable and struggling to survive. Without status, they suffered injustices, never receiving help in times of crisis or danger. Today, circumstances had changed. His strength freed him from the rules binding ordinary people. Signing the document, Shenyi committed to this path, embracing the reality of power. Mr. Qian assured Shenyi that other organizations might also recognize his talent soon enough. Shenyi made his choice, trusting Mr. Qian, grateful for his timely support earlier. Since Shenyi was a minor, he needed his parents' approval before officially joining. Mr. Qian vanished instantly, racing to Shenyi's home before any rival organizations arrived. Shenyi watched in shock, realizing the overwhelming power Mr. Qian possessed. Shenyi finalized his contract while excitement spread about his school's rising reputation. An unknown number called, making Shenyi pause, wondering who could be contacting him now. Luo Feichuan's voice revealed urgent information, requesting Shenyi's presence at the police station immediately. Luo Feichuan welcomed Shenyi, instructing him to take a seat and review important evidence. A strange feeling crept over Shenyi as he entered the police station, unsettling his thoughts. The photo displayed a mysterious figure, spotted near the hospital on the day of Shenyi's incident. Luo Feichuan explained how the image was obtained, linking it to ongoing rumors and suspicions. Shenyi examined the zoomed-in image but couldn't recognize the figure standing on the rooftop. Luo Feichuan revealed forensic reports suggesting the unknown man attempted activating something dangerous that day. A realization struck. Shenyi suspected this figure was behind the wicked Ghost King's cursed statue. With the statue now reduced to dust, any clear evidence of the culprit had disappeared. Shenyi decided to withhold information, knowing revealing anything would only complicate his situation. His survival made him the only witness, yet speaking about it would invite unnecessary trouble. Luo Feichuan found it odd, questioning Shenyi's lack of any unusual symptoms or after effects. Shenyi denied experiencing anything strange, though suspicion lingered behind the officer's calm demeanor. A chilling presence filled the room, something unseen, waiting, watching, ready to stir chaos. A sudden memory resurfaced. His backpack was unzipped before leaving school, an unusual and unsettling detail. Luo Feichuan's gaze sharpened as he asked a critical question. Had Shenyi checked his bag? Shenyi hesitated, realizing he hadn't checked his bag, but something felt increasingly suspicious. Luo Feichuan's subtle movement made Shenyi wary. Was the officer preparing for something unexpected? Shenyi quickly adjusted his stats, prioritizing agility to escape if necessary. He planned an emergency exit, preparing to open a hidden escape route beneath him. Before he could act, a sudden phone call disrupted the tense atmosphere in the room. The unexpected ring startled Shenyi, momentarily breaking his focus on a possible escape. Luo Feichuan remained composed, answering the call with an unsettling seriousness in his voice. A distorted voice declared an execution order, targeting Luo Feichuan without hesitation. Shenyi's instincts flared. Someone was launching a direct attack inside the police station. Realization struck. The threat wasn't aimed at him, but at Luo Feichuan himself. The air crackled with energy as the technique activated, surrounding Luo Feichuan with deadly force. Shenyi recognized the method. Was this the skill that Director Qian had previously mentioned? Luo Feichuan clenched his jaw, sensing danger, realizing the attack originated just outside. Chaos erupted. An intruder forcefully breached the police station, shattering barriers effortlessly. Alarms blared, ordering non-combat personnel to evacuate, signaling the start of an unavoidable confrontation. Shenyi stood frozen, staring at the crimson ocean beneath the eerie moonlit sky. Shenyi stood in shock, staring at the crimson ocean stretching endlessly beyond the horizon. Gravestones lined the shore, surrounding an ominous monument towering under the blood-red moonlight. A mysterious figure in crimson robes greeted him, accusing Luo Feichuan of slaughtering their people. Shenyi sensed danger, watching power radiate from the figure as the air trembled violently. In a flash, he found himself back in the city, but Luo Feichuan was gone. Shenyi clutched his chest, unease creeping in as whispers filled the dimly lit office. A message appeared, revealing that his necromantic ability had been activated without his control. Shadows gathered, compelling lost souls to return, revealing a dark secret hidden within the room. Shenyi hesitated as the voice spoke his name, filled with gratitude and familiarity. His eyes widened in horror. The body inside the cabinet belonged to Luo Feichuan. The voice lamented, explaining how it had returned to answer Shenyi's lingering questions. A dreadful realization struck. Luo Feichuan had been hunted and disguised by his own prey. Shenyi reached for the cabinet handle, heart pounding as the voice grew weaker. The door creaked open, revealing Luo Feichuan's lifeless body, his uniform soaked in blood. The ghostly whisper confirmed the truth. Luo Feichuan was truly gone, but his message remained. Shenyi stared at Luo Feichuan, his body weak and trembling from a mysterious confrontation. The assassin had exploited a single mistake, striking swiftly despite Shenyi's combat readiness. A critical malfunction had left Shen Yi vulnerable, allowing the enemy to manipulate his situation. Uncertainty filled the air as he tried to piece together the attacker's true motives. The station's chaotic state had disrupted everything, derailing whatever plan the assassin had prepared. Luo Feichuan mentioned a strange figure who vanished, taken by an unknown force. Shen Yi struggled to comprehend if this was magic or something far more dangerous. A mysterious phenomenon, an anomaly, had engulfed the station in an unpredictable shift. Entire sections of reality had been consumed, twisting the boundaries between different worlds. Powerful creatures from beyond their realm could manifest, causing irreversible destruction. The catastrophe that erased Jiang'an City had been a calamity, far worse than expected. The official explanation never revealed the truth, hiding the terrifying reality from the masses. Time was against Shen Yi. The anomaly's influence had a limit, but danger still lingered. Luo Feichuan's final instruction led Shen Yi to a crucial code, his only chance at survival. With Luo Feichuan's last words lingering, Shen Yi hurried toward the designated location, urgency driving him. Shen Yi clenched his fists, realizing why no one dared to interfere in his case. Even a skilled officer like Luo Feichuan had fallen. Proving survival required overwhelming strength. Revealing the killer's identity wouldn't change anything. The assassin likely had allies lurking nearby. With no other option, he decided to follow Luo Feichuan's last instructions and move forward. Doubt lingered in his mind. Without enough power, even avenging Luo Feichuan seemed impossible. Shen Yi pressed against the wall, his determination solidifying as thoughts of vengeance consumed him. No matter what, he swore to make Luo Feichuan's killer pay for his actions. His grip tightened as he silently vowed to let the fallen officer rest in peace. A sudden knock interrupted his thoughts, urgency in the voice calling for immediate assembly. Shen Yi heard his name being called, the officers gathering in urgency after the sudden attack. Captain Wang Shuimu ordered everyone to report for a mandatory scan at the cybernetic central system. The officers moved, but Wang Shuimu stayed behind, intending to speak with Shen Yi and Luo Feichuan. He reassured Shen Yi that, as long as Luo Feichuan was involved, he would remain safe. Wang Shuimu walked away, leaving Shen Yi alone in the dimly lit room, deep in thought. Wang Shuimu noticed something unusual. The locker door was slightly open, as if it had been disturbed. His expression darkened when he realized Luo Feichuan's body had been moved from its place. Suspicion fell on Shen Yi, the only person left behind when the others had exited earlier. Without hesitation, an unseen force struck, sending Wang Shuimu flying violently across the room. Regaining his balance, he scanned the area, but Shen Yi was nowhere to be found. Officers whispered, ridiculing their failed attempt to control the situation despite their experience. Wang Shuimu issued an order, declaring Shen Yi a primary suspect and placing a citywide arrest warrant. The officers acknowledged the command, preparing to capture Shen Yi at the first opportunity. A system-wide announcement informed everyone that environmental scans were complete, instructing them to gather outside. Shen Yi, hidden from view, realized his suspicions were correct. The killer was not working alone. Shen Yi considered hiding in the nightmare realm, but knew he couldn't let the killers escape. He leaped onto the pipes, maneuvering his way toward the third floor as quickly as possible. Determination fueled his movements. This was his only chance to report everything he had uncovered. Bursting through a window, he landed inside the empty corridor, scanning for any immediate threats. Reaching the wall, he quickly retrieved the code, knowing time was slipping away. A sudden noise from behind made Shen Yi freeze, his heartbeat quickening at the interruption. Wang Shuimu confronted him, immediately questioning his presence in the restricted area. Shen Yi struggled to focus while entering the long security code without making any errors. Wang Shuimu recognized the activation device, realizing its direct connection to World Government Headquarters. Without hesitation, Wang Shuimu lunged at Shen Yi, determined to stop him from proceeding further. A sudden impact shattered the door, sending shockwaves through the corridor as attacks erupted. Shen Yi barely dodged as the officer displayed an unexpected and overwhelming power. The adaptive barrier absorbed the brunt of the attack, preventing instant destruction. Recognizing Wang Shuimu's lethal intent, Shen Yi braced himself, searching for an opening to escape. A final strike came hurtling toward him, leaving no room for hesitation or miscalculation. Shen Yi barely reacted as the officer's attack collided with the glowing barrier, distorting space. Wang Shuimu lunged forward, his expression twisted with rage, determined to eliminate Shen Yi immediately. Shen Yi dodged, but pain shot through his arm as the attack barely grazed his flesh. Wang Shuimu struggled, confused by the barrier's resistance, unable to break through with sheer force. Shen Yi clenched his fist, relief washing over him as he finally completed the activation process. The system confirmed Shen Yi's passcode, activating an emergency scan across the entire facility. The AI exposed Wang Shuimu's true identity, linking him to a major criminal organization. A high-ranking manager, Mr. Qian Rushin, received the alert, immediately authorizing the imposter's termination. Wang Shuimu smirked, confident he had enough time to eliminate Shen Yi before escaping. Shen Yi braced himself, realizing the countdown was shrinking with each passing second. Panic surged through Shenyi as Wang Shuimu's attack came faster than he anticipated. A devastating impact followed, the floor cracking as the sheer force of energy exploded outward. Wang Shuimu grinned, knowing brute force could overpower even the toughest defenses. Shenyi barely dodged, every movement calculated to avoid a fatal blow. Wang Shuimu believed speed was the key. No defense could counter a perfectly timed strike. Wang Shuimu's overconfidence cost him as he underestimated the true nature of the countdown. Shenyi took a deep breath, grateful for Manager Qian's intervention at the perfect moment. Later, inside the National Security Bureau, Shenyi explained how he acquired the passcode. Mr. Qian listened carefully, connecting the attack to an infamous group called the Silent Church. Shenyi sighed, realizing Sergeant Luo Feichuan had been caught in a much bigger conspiracy. Mr. Qian exhaled smoke, reflecting on Luo Feichuan's unwavering sense of justice before his death. Shenyi learned that the assassin impersonating Luo Feichuan had nearly killed him before fate intervened. The attacker belonged to the League of Assassins, taking contracts without questioning their employer. Mr. Qian questioned why someone would go so far to eliminate a mere middle schooler. Shenyi asked why Luo Feichuan hadn't used the passcode earlier, seeking answers about the AI. Mr. Qian explained that Luo Feichuan had been unaware of his weapon's hidden sabotage. The steel exosuit, once his greatest asset, had been disabled before he could react. However, as soon as Luo Feichuan died, the suit mysteriously regained full functionality. Someone close to him had orchestrated this, ensuring he wouldn't survive that final encounter. Mr. Qian informed Shenyi that he was now considered part of their organization. Mr. Qian warned Shenyi to always be cautious. Human deception was deadlier than any monster. He instructed Shenyi to follow, promising a long-awaited reunion with his parents. Shenyi questioned what would happen to the remaining enemies at the station. Mr. Qian dismissed the thought, knowing something far worse could emerge from the anomaly. Recalling a past case, he explained how certain horrors could only be contained, never understood. Mr. Qian paused, repeating Luo Feichuan's name as if suddenly realizing something deeply unsettling. Turning away, he made a call, requesting a background check on someone named Xiao Mengyu. His expression darkened, realizing the connection between her and Luo Feichuan could mean trouble. Shenyi frowned, sensing that Xiao Mengyu's involvement with Luo Feichuan held critical significance. Shenyi's parents hesitated before revealing a long-hidden truth about their family's origins. His father once belonged to the prestigious Sanjin Shen clan but lost his abilities. Disheartened, he left everything behind, choosing love over political power and family expectations. They had built a peaceful life together, away from the burdens of the Shen clan. Shenyi's father explained that his extraordinary talent could grant him a place in the clan. His parents told him he had to choose between their quiet life or the clan. If he accepted his lineage, he would receive the best resources and endless opportunities. However, choosing the human martial arts group meant walking a separate path forever. Shenyi made his decision. He would not return to the clan for power. His parents respected his choice, knowing it was his path to forge alone. Memories of rejection filled Shenyi's mind, reminding him why he never belonged there. The Shen clan had only offered cold indifference, never warmth or genuine acceptance. True family was not about prestige. It was about love, care, and shared struggles. Signing the contract, he officially became a member of the human martial arts group. With a new path ahead, he prepared to face the entrance exams with confidence. Zhuo Yibing smugly watched as her video spread, portraying Shenyi as a violent outcast. She relished in the attention, believing her plan had completely ruined his future. Shenyi's opportunities were supposed to be erased. No training, no resources, no future. Zhuo Yibing's confidence shattered as a notification arrived, exposing her for spreading misinformation. Panic set in as she realized the consequences of tampering with Shenyi's reputation. Zhuo Yibing refused to accept it. Shenyi had undeniable proof of self-defense in the incident. More than that, he had been accepted into the prestigious human martial arts group. The top high schools extended guaranteed admission offers, recognizing his exceptional potential. Zhuo Yibing collapsed in disbelief, her carefully crafted scheme completely falling apart. Meanwhile, Shenyi arrived at the towering human martial arts group headquarters. The police declared the battle over, confirming the major criminal had been captured alive. Shenyi earned merit points, a valuable currency within the human martial arts group. A government-issued reward arrived, recognizing his significant contributions during the confrontation. He followed Mr. Qian through the Grand Hall, officially welcomed into the organization. A woman named Shu Mulin greeted him, immediately taking an interest in his potential. A broadcast played in the room, featuring Shenyi's favorite celebrity encouraging hard work and ambition. The screen flickered as she spoke about chasing dreams, even securing concert tickets for supporters. Everything in the room, from decorations to books, had been carefully arranged to suit Shenyi's tastes. Standing by the window, he realized the group had gone to great lengths for his comfort. Gazing out at the breathtaking skyline from the 105th floor, he felt the weight of opportunity. Shenyi resolved to enter the nightmare realm, determined to grow stronger before the entrance exams. The clock struck midnight, its ticking echoing as Shenyi hesitated before the ominous door. Stepping inside, he was met with darkness, the air thick with an unsettling metallic scent. His breath hitched as his feet crunched over shattered bones, the room filled with eerie silence. A grotesque sight unfolded. Crimson-streaked walls and a mountain of skeletal remains lay before him. He froze, realizing this was no ordinary battlefield. Something horrifying had happened within these ruins. A raspy voice called his name, weak yet desperate, struggling for life among the remains. Green eyes flickered from the pile of bones, Big Skelly, barely holding on to his existence. The skeletal figure pleaded for help, his glowing eyes dimming as his strength drained away. Shenyi searched frantically but had no potions, knowing he had to act quickly. Time crawled, desperation setting in, as Big Skelly weakly clung to the last hope. Shenyi returned, struggling with the heavy tank, determined to save his dying companion. Before he could act, tremors shook the ground, an invasion had begun outside the ruins. The undead fortress was under siege, humans and elves clashing violently against the undead army. Shenyi tossed a spatial ring, urging Big Skelly to use it and hide. As monstrous forces closed in, Shenyi braced himself, ready to fight or flee. Shenyi activated the spatial ring, causing a powerful energy surge that shattered the surrounding area. Flames erupted as Shenyi barely escaped the collapsing structure, dodging deadly blasts behind him. Relieved, he realized Big Skelly had hidden inside the ring, defying normal spatial storage limitations. Shenyi acknowledged Big Skelly's cunning nature, suspecting the skeleton had hidden valuable treasures all along. Pouring the mysterious liquid, he instructed Big Skelly to absorb it, ensuring proper restoration. Shenyi remained wary, recalling past encounters that hinted at Big Skelly's unusual background and intelligence. Big Skelly refused to return, warning that the battlefield was too dangerous to navigate unprepared. Acknowledging his debt, Shenyi demanded cooperation, knowing he needed every advantage in the battle. Shenyi devised a plan, disguise himself as an undead soldier to infiltrate and gather intel. Sorting through remains, he searched for gear capable of masking his human presence convincingly. Finally assembling armor, Shenyi examined a skeletal warhorse token, intrigued by its potential. Big Skelly presented a death-infused centurion mask, ensuring Shenyi's disguise would be undetectable. Donning the mask, Shenyi felt an overwhelming aura of death merging with his presence. With his skeletal warhorse in disguise, Shenyi embraced his new role as an undead warrior. Riding into the battlefield, he laughed, considering the possibility of earning a ghostly new title. Shenyi stepped forward, cloaked in darkness, preparing to enter the unknown battlefield through shadows. The portal engulfed him, swirling violently as he vowed to survive and protect the ring. Shenyi surveyed the crumbling ruins, the eerie silence amplifying the destruction surrounding him. He gripped the dagger he acquired, knowing he'd need every advantage in this dangerous terrain. Crawling through the rubble, he kept his movements slow, avoiding detection from lurking threats. A sudden noise made him freeze. Glowing eyes stared as he realized he'd been spotted. Armed warriors approached, identifying him as an undead. His disguise had failed against their scrutiny. Instinct kicked in as Shenyi raised his hands, trying to avoid immediate confrontation. One of the warriors ignored his gesture, striking without hesitation, their swords aiming to kill. Forced to defend, he blocked the attack, the clash ringing through the ruined battlefield. His dagger's glow caught their attention, halting the fight as they recognized its significance. The weapon's inscription confirmed his identity. Only trusted human scouts could wield such a sacred blade. The leader assessed Shenyi, deciding his fate based on the dagger's undeniable authenticity. A command was given, the soldiers dispersed, leaving Shenyi momentarily relieved but still cautious. A warrior approached, offering assistance, his intense gaze making Shenyi wary of hidden intentions. The unexpected gesture puzzled him. Was this a greeting, or did his disguise hold deeper meaning? Bluffing through the situation, he prepared himself for whatever unpredictable challenges lay ahead. Shenyi received a combat pack, blending in effortlessly as he played along with the soldiers. Relieved his bluff worked, he noted the soldier's name, Roman, storing it for later use. The troops parted as a higher-ranking figure arrived, commanding the battlefield with overwhelming presence. Accusations flew as Shenyi was suddenly suspected of being an undead infiltrator among them. The dagger in his possession saved him, proving his human identity but raising more questions. The Baron's arrival intensified the situation, his scrutiny piercing through Shenyi's careful deception. Without hesitation, the Baron's authority overshadowed everything, making it clear he demanded absolute control. A threat hung in the air, promising painful consequences if Shenyi withheld any secrets. Calculating his escape, Shenyi prepared to vanish, committing the Baron's name to memory. The moment tension peaked, he activated his escape, leaving the Baron furious at his audacity. Confusion spread among the soldiers as Shenyi disappeared, leaving them searching the battlefield in vain. Frustration grew as they found no trace of him, the ground undisturbed by movement. The Baron pondered the possibility of hidden forces intervening in this battle from the shadows. Roman speculated about nameless assassins, known for striking within chaos, causing further paranoia. Realizing his mistake, the Baron now feared he had unknowingly provoked a deadly adversary. The Baron rode off in frustration, his forces struggling to regroup after Shen Yi's sudden disappearance. Shen Yi landed safely inside a hidden room, his preemptive escape plan saving him again. Frustration lingered as he blamed the misunderstanding on the mask, but at least survived. Shen Yi received a new title, confirming his survival through overwhelming odds. His ability to manipulate situations granted him another unexpected opportunity. Shen Yi read the system message. Obtaining the same title again could unlock a latent ability, but failure meant losing the chance forever. Shen Yi recalled both times he earned the title. Each was in dire situations where intelligence and adaptability allowed him to escape danger. The elf woman had once stood against him. Yet, through negotiation and quick thinking, he had gained her trust in a desperate moment. A man stood before him, a reminder of past encounters. His actions had shaped unlikely alliances, but now, everything hinged on one decision. A memory resurfaced, a moment where hostility had shifted into unexpected trust. He had turned enemies into allies with careful decisions. Giving valuables had been the key to survival before. Offering something meaningful had allowed him to earn trust in impossible situations. Shen Yi weighed his options carefully. One wrong step could cost him everything, making him question if this ability was worth the gamble. Shen Yi suddenly heard a sound interrupting his thoughts. His communicator lit up, signaling an unexpected visitor requesting an urgent meeting. A sound was heard, resonating through the quiet space. The unexpected announcement revealed someone with a connection to Luo Feichuan, making it impossible to ignore. Shen Yi processed the information carefully. He had not expected any surviving family of Luo Feichuan, someone deeply tied to his past. Xiao Mengyu stood waiting, her expression calm. If this meeting was real, it could reveal new paths he had never considered. They met under the evening sky, surrounded by the soft glow of ambient light. The weight of this moment pressed upon them both. His eyes lit up as recognition settled in. Her presence carried a mysterious energy, making him wonder what fate had brought her here. She introduced herself with a composed voice, her reputation preceding her. This encounter was no coincidence, and Shen Yi prepared for what came next. A strange energy filled the air as Shen Yi studied Xiao Mengyu before him. Something about her presence unsettled him deeply. Shen Yi recalled the countless people he had encountered, yet only the most powerful had ever possessed such an imposing title. His mind raced, piecing together what he knew. Xiao Mengyu's reputation alone had shaken those who held significant influence. She spoke of her brother's tragic fate, a betrayal hidden behind layers of deception. The truth had been buried in secrecy. Her voice remained steady as she revealed the cold outcome. Without hesitation, she had already exacted revenge against those responsible. Shen Yi hesitated, realizing the depth of her resolve. Every action she took carried the weight of an unbreakable duty. She explained how her brother's path had been carefully guided, ensuring his future remained secure within their prestigious family lineage. Everything had seemed perfect, yet betrayal had struck when he was most vulnerable. His ambitions had crumbled, leaving only silence behind. Shen Yi struggled to reconcile her words with what he had believed. Had everything about Sergeant Luo's brilliance been an illusion? Xiao Mengyu's expression darkened. She refused to let injustice go unanswered. Shen Yi felt the weight of her determination pressing against him. She examined Shen Yi closely, sensing his uncertainty. He bore the name of a noble house but lacked the experience of their world. To her, honor was not a choice but a necessity. Her actions had restored what was lost, silencing any opposition. She had interrogated every assassin, yet none could reveal who had orchestrated the attack. The path to justice remained unclear. Shen Yi was unsure if he could provide answers. Revenge had been swift, but the true mastermind had yet to be exposed. Xiao Mengyu's grip tightened around her blade. The true culprit remained free, and she would not stop until every loose end was erased. Shen Yi felt an overwhelming force split the sky, an immense energy tearing through the darkness with unimaginable precision and power. Ice and energy surged forward, creating a path that stretched endlessly. The air crackled, and the ground trembled beneath its might. Xiao Mengyu stood unfazed, her presence commanding. Shen Yi struggled to grasp what had just unfolded, the sheer force leaving him breathless. Xiao Mengyu questioned Shen Yi's knowledge, her words sharp. She sought information, determined to uncover hidden truths lurking within noble families. Shen Yi's mind raced as he processed her request. Doubt clouded his thoughts, uncertainty pressing down as memories resurfaced unexpectedly. Shen Yi recalled distant screams, echoes from his past. His thoughts tangled, trying to connect the missing pieces hidden in shadows. Xiao Mengyu's presence left an impression, her resolve unwavering. She handed him something, turning to leave, her steps light yet purposeful. Shen Yi watched her disappear into the night, her parting words lingering. He felt the weight of responsibility settle heavily. A distant figure observed from above, calculating. Thoughts shifted, analyzing Xiao Mengyu's abilities, recognizing her potential to alter everything. Shen Yi sighed, his mind burdened with new uncertainties. The night stretched long, the path ahead filled with countless unknowns. Shen Yi sat on his bed, deep in thought. The noble family's influence was overwhelming, their power reaching every corner. His mind raced with urgency. He needed strength, something to rely on. Survival meant taking control of his own destiny. Shen Yi examined the glowing crystal, thoughts racing. He needed power, something to bridge the gap between himself and others. He considered his options. Strength came with risk, but hesitation would only leave him vulnerable against those already watching his movements. His mind drifted to the upcoming exams. The noble family students would not be easy to surpass without proper combat techniques. A sudden realization struck him. He had overlooked something crucial, something hidden in the supplies he had yet to inspect. With renewed determination, Shen Yi opened the combat pack, hoping for something useful. Every advantage counted in this unpredictable world. Shen Yi's fingers tightened around the mysterious crystal. An unfamiliar energy pulsed through it, filling him with an uneasy anticipation. He activated it, watching as an eerie green glow enveloped his body. Information flooded his mind, overwhelming yet strangely familiar. The words of an unknown organization echoed within the light. A hidden world operated in the shadows, waiting for him to step in. Frustration grew as he realized the crystal had no combat abilities. Instead, it was a key to something far more secretive. Shen Yi considered his next move carefully. If he returned to that realm, he might uncover more than just new abilities. Dressed in unfamiliar armor, Shen Yi prepared to blend in. The insignia on his shield marked him as one of them. He examined an old letter, its contents hinting at deeper connections. The layers of deception within noble families ran even deeper. A figure watched him from the shadows. Uncertainty filled the air, but Shen Yi sensed no hostility, only quiet curiosity. The ruins around him told a brutal history. Battles had long been fought here, and remnants of past warriors littered the ground. Under the moonlit sky, Shen Yi prepared for what lay ahead. The road to strength was never easy, but hesitation meant failure. The battlefield remained in chaos as wounded soldiers were carried away, their injuries marking the aftermath of an intense confrontation. Shen Yi observed from a distance, calculating his next move. He needed to avoid detection while gathering valuable information. Amid the scattered remains, Shen Yi carefully searched for clues, knowing any overlooked detail could reveal hidden connections. His attention was drawn to an enormous figure. The remnants of an undead giant loomed, its presence an unexpected discovery. Dark energy stirred as Shen Yi activated his abilities, attempting to communicate with the lingering consciousness trapped within the fallen creature. Holding the mask, Shen Yi questioned the undead, hoping to uncover its origins. The response was vague, offering little insight. Frustrated by the lack of answers, he continued searching. Every clue seemed to lead to another dead end. Determined, he asked others nearby. One by one, they dismissed the mask, unaware of its true significance. The more he searched, the clearer it became. The mask held secrets, but uncovering them would require deeper investigation. Exhaustion settled in as he realized the enormity of the task ahead. The pieces were scattered, waiting to be assembled. A sudden movement caught Shen Yi's attention. A lone figure emerged from the ruins, its form unlike anything he had encountered. The creature's sharp eyes fixated on the mask, its instincts far keener than any ordinary being in this desolate place. Recognizing its potential, Shen Yi considered the advantage. If the creature possessed heightened senses, it might uncover what others could not. A revelation followed. The mask belonged to a fallen warrior, its history intertwined with battles long forgotten. Shen Yi studied the ruins under the moonlight. The mysteries deepened, but he was determined to uncover the truth. Shen Yi observed the fallen figure, his eyes narrowing as he noticed the subtle movement of the warrior's remaining hand. The fingers twitched slightly before forming a distinctive sign. Shen Yi immediately recognized the meaning behind the hidden gesture. Excitement surged through him. This was no ordinary warrior. The markings and gestures confirmed a long-lost connection to the mask. With a final effort, the warrior weakly lifted his arm, pointing towards something in the distance beyond the battlefield. Shen Yi followed the direction carefully. Scattered rubble and broken stones hinted at something significant buried beneath the silent ruins. Shen Yi grimaced as he searched through the remains, uncovering a hidden object buried within the tattered armor. His fingers brushed against a metallic insignia, its faint glow hinting at an unfamiliar energy lingering within its structure. A notification flickered before him, unlocking new insights. The insignia's connection to specific weapons revealed a deeper layer of mystery. His mind raced as the insignia pulsed with power, triggering an immediate reaction from the surrounding energy in the air. A weapon materialized in his grasp, crackling with energy. Shen Yi stared at it, realizing its potential in his journey. The weapon's energy surged, its form shifting. Shen Yi watched in amazement as the blade transformed into something far more powerful. A message appeared, detailing its origins. This blade had once belonged to an elite assassin, connected to a secret organization. A letter was hidden inside, revealing urgent orders regarding undead activity. The battlefield held more secrets than he expected. Shenyi realized the insignia's importance. It marked him as part of a hidden network, granting access to exclusive missions. Determined, he sought more information. His next move would determine his path in uncovering the truth behind these hidden forces. Shenyi turned to the undead soldiers, seeking clues about their movements. Their vague responses revealed nothing useful at first. Frustration grew as his questions were met with silence. The battlefield's history was buried deep, hidden beneath endless conflict. One voice finally spoke, offering a crucial lead. The undead were restless, something unnatural driving their movements across the region. Shenyi remained skeptical, trusting the undead was a risk, but information was valuable, even from the most unlikely sources. A decision had to be made. The undead held secrets, but whether they would betray him remained a constant uncertainty. Shenyi processed the information carefully. Any valuable intel could shift the balance, but revealing too much would create risks. The discovery of upgraded undead artillery surprised him. A significant increase in firepower meant growing tensions between opposing factions. Weighing his options, he realized that subtlety was key. A minor revelation could provide a reward without drawing suspicions. The distant army camp loomed ahead. Somewhere within, the Shadow Hand drop-off awaited, hidden among the vast military operations. Gaining entry would not be easy. The challenge now was blending in without exposing his true purpose in this war. A risky plan formed. Shenyi considered feigning injury to infiltrate, knowing wounded soldiers were always brought into camp. Healing within human ranks required wealth. With enough money, even severed limbs could be restored through advanced holy magic. The undead had their own methods. Their brutal rituals drained life force, ensuring survival at the cost of others' suffering. Only high-ranking undead could perform such acts. Shenyi wondered if the battlefield's horrors had desensitized both sides to cruelty. Without resources, healing remained impossible. However, an unexpected revelation changed everything. Wealth was available, but obtaining it required careful planning. A towering undead giant loomed over Shenyi. His mind raced as he devised a strategy against the overwhelming threat. Reallocating every skill point to strength, his body surged with newfound power. His muscles tensed as raw energy coursed through. With an intense battle cry, he swung his weapon forward, channeling all his force into a decisive, earth-shaking strike. The sheer impact sent shockwaves across the battlefield. Dust and debris flew as the giant's monstrous frame staggered from the blow. Pain shot through Shenyi's body. The reckless attack drained his stamina, leaving him breathless as the battle continued. Shenyi collapsed onto the ground, struggling to maintain his cover. Every movement had to be precise to sell his act. Pain surged through his body as he forced himself to stay still. The distant echoes of footsteps drew closer. The soldiers hesitated, scanning the battlefield. The cries for help pierced the silence, forcing them to act without hesitation. Rushing forward, they reached for Shenyi, unaware of his true intentions. His plan was unfolding exactly as expected. The battlefield lay silent, bodies scattered across the ground while flickering torchlight illuminated the tattered tents in the distance. A priestess raised her glowing hands, channeling divine energy into Shenyi. Her expression determined as green light surrounded his weakened body. Magic pulsed through his frame, mending deep wounds as the priestess chanted an incantation, stabilizing his condition with unwavering concentration. His fingers twitched as the healing completed, a deep breath escaping his lips while the energy settled within his recovering form. Inside a lavish tent, nobles observed the process, nodding in approval as a soldier confirmed Shenyi's full recovery to their leader. Shenyi's eyelids fluttered open, confusion clouding his vision as the unfamiliar surroundings of a medical tent slowly came into focus. Norton stood beside him, his golden hair shining under the lantern's glow, carefully observing him with a firm yet concerned expression. Shenyi's heartbeat quickened as Norton recognized the crest on his shield, questioning his allegiance with piercing curiosity. Struggling to sit up, Shenyi clutched a glowing crystal, whispering a desperate plea for aid before exhaustion overtook his body. In another part of the camp, a mage activated the crystal, projecting a powerful message of urgency for all to witness. A wise elder examined the magical projection, confirming the authenticity of the desperate plea, his expression darkening with concern. Norton sighed, acknowledging Shenyi's origins, while delivering the grim news of his homeland's devastation at enemy hands. Shock filled Shenyi's face as he processed the revelation, struggling to grasp the reality of being the last survivor. Overwhelmed, Shenyi collapsed back onto the cot, unable to accept the loss of everything he had once known. Norton reassured him, promising sanctuary within the Empire's borders, arranging for his safety while allowing him time to recover. Shenyi clenched his fists, determination burning in his eyes as he refused to retreat from the upcoming battle. Norton observed him closely, questioning his resolve, while others in the tent exchanged glances, waiting for a decisive response. Tears welled in Shen Yi's eyes as he recalled the destruction, vowing to drive the undead out completely. The gathered nobles and warriors listened intently, acknowledging the fire in Shen Yi's words as the room fell silent. Norton recognized his extraordinary spirit. Understanding why the Rhine Lord entrusted him with such an important mission, Shen Yi activated his mysterious ability, feeling power surge through his body as agility enhanced beyond natural human limits. Strength and speed fused within him as his title absorbed new potential, pushing his body to its physical peak. Shen Yi took off like the wind, moving faster than any soldier had ever witnessed within the camp. The stunned warriors turned their heads, barely able to keep track of Shen Yi's movement as dust trailed behind. He effortlessly weaved past guards, accelerating toward Norton, proving his ability was more than words or empty determination. Shen Yi skidded to a halt before Norton, breathing heavily, confidence gleaming in his eyes after his demonstration. Norton acknowledged his remarkable talent, contemplating the best course of action while others watched in admiration. Eudora stepped forward, curiosity flashing in her gaze as she noticed the bracelet Shen Yi wore. Shen Yi hesitated before explaining how the bracelet came into his possession after exposing an undead conspiracy earlier. Norton examined the bracelet closely, recognizing elven craftsmanship and understanding the significance behind Shen Yi's unexpected involvement with their kind. Eudora extended her hand, activating the bracelet's latent magic as Shen Yi felt a surge of unfamiliar energy surrounding him. A glowing portal formed, revealing Lainey, her ethereal presence questioning the unexpected summoning as her gaze locked onto Shen Yi. Lainey's projection flickered, curiosity filling her gaze as she recognized the human boy holding the elven-crafted bracelet. Eudora explained how Shen Yi had exposed the undead's infiltration, earning the trust of the high priest before arriving. Norton listened closely, observing Shen Yi's growing reputation among the elves and his undeniable survival instincts in battle. Eudora suggested sending Shen Yi to the imperial capital, believing his skills and connections could prove invaluable. Norton agreed, issuing orders for Shen Yi to be given temporary rest before his journey to the Imperial Academy. Norton questioned Shen Yi about his origins, prompting hesitation as he realized he lacked knowledge of Rhine's naming customs. Feigning memory loss, Shen Yi clutched his head, attempting to avoid exposing his lack of understanding. An elder assessed Shen Yi's condition, attributing his supposed amnesia to the trauma inflicted by the undead titan's hammer. Norton acknowledged the explanation, deciding to let Shen Yi recover before pressing further about his past. With a reassuring nod, Norton affirmed they would meet again, recognizing Shen Yi's resilience in the face of calamity. A surge of energy enveloped Shen Yi, signaling the acquisition of a newly created title, reflecting his survival through hardships. He examined the title skeptically, wondering why fate had assigned him such an unusual recognition after recent battles. A mysterious system informed Shen Yi of two methods to erase the title, each requiring careful strategic planning. Contemplating his options, Shen Yi decided that disappearing from public attention would be the easiest approach. Meanwhile, murmurs spread about Norton's identity, his leadership in the Human-Elven Alliance solidifying his influence across the battlefield. A group observed Shen Yi, intrigued by his presence, sensing something unique about his skills and experience in battle. Eudora mentioned his high-ranking insignia, recognizing the rare privilege granted to someone so young within their ranks. Norton confirmed the dagger's significance, identifying it as Nightfall, a weapon only carried by elite assassins. Acknowledging Shen Yi's talent, Norton decided to nominate him for a prestigious medal in recognition of his achievements. Shen Yi approached the Shadowhand's tent, prepared to deliver the intelligence he had gathered during the recent battles. Inside the dimly lit tent, Shen Yi found himself ignored by the mysterious figure before him, awaiting acknowledgement. He cleared his throat, signaling his presence, while the man finally turned to acknowledge him with a nod. The bald man questioned his purpose, eyeing Shen Yi with a mixture of suspicion and curiosity. Shen Yi revealed the stolen soulfire crystal, explaining how the undead's artillery had increased in strength recently. The bald man smirked, acknowledging the crystal's value and asking Shen Yi what he desired in return. The man placed a dagger on the table, its sleek design crafted for swift, precise strikes in combat situations. He explained its poison coating, capable of simulating death, useful for deception and high-stakes survival missions. Shen Yi considered the offer, but requested something more suited for battlefield engagements rather than covert assassinations. With a grin, the man presented something unexpected, drawing Shen Yi's attention toward a hidden compartment. A powerful beast burst forth, its fierce presence filling the tent as Shen Yi instinctively prepared for an unexpected challenge. A startled Shen Yi jumped back as the creature collapsed, realizing it possessed an unusual ability to feign death instantly. The bald man smirked, explaining the creature's connection to the dagger, suggesting its use for deception and strategic battlefield manipulation. Noticing Shen Yi's unimpressed expression, the man retrieved a rare item, unveiling a pair of specially enhanced veil-piercing lenses. These lenses, embedded with shadow crystals, granted their wearer the ability to see through illusions, identifying hidden valuables with ease. The bald man offered Shen Yi a final choice, warning that supplies were limited due to the ongoing war's heavy toll. The merchant revealed a crimson crystal containing the bleeding skill, an advanced technique that inflicted endless wounds using any blade. Next, a blue crystal shimmered, holding the Frostwind skill, a powerful kick that launched enemies and their weapons away. As Shen Yi debated his choice, an unknown voice echoed in his mind, urging him toward the Frostwind technique. The mysterious voice echoed in Shen Yi's mind again, insisting he choose Frostwind, leaving him puzzled about its true significance. Doubt filled Shen Yi's mind as he recalled past guidance, realizing this voice had influenced him before with cryptic advice. A vision appeared before him, revealing that acquiring specific abilities would eventually lead to unlocking an unknown hidden secret. Accepting the challenge, Shen Yi reached for the Frostwind crystal, determined to follow the path set before him. The merchant nodded in approval, passing the crystal to Shen Yi, sealing the deal as a new skill awakened within him. Blue lightning surged as Shen Yi absorbed Frostwind, feeling the power integrate into his body, while the merchant watched with intrigue. The merchant noted that Frostwind was basic, but considered Shen Yi's provided intelligence valuable, offering additional gold to compensate fairly. Shen Yi decided to push further, asking the merchant if he possessed any undead abilities that could be useful. The merchant revealed Shadow Mirage, a weak illusion spell, explaining its reliance on agility and psychic energy for effectiveness. Intrigued, Shen Yi accepted the spell, seeing its potential for deception and misdirection in future combat encounters. Shen Yi allocated his remaining stat points carefully, ensuring he met the required psychic energy and agility for Shadow Mirage. Knowing the risks, he sought a hidden location, cautious about being discovered while experimenting with undead magic. Dark energy surrounded Shen Yi as he activated Shadow Mirage, watching the illusion form before his eyes. His shadowy clone emerged, mimicking his movements perfectly, creating an effective tool for deception and surprise attacks. Feeling the surge of newfound power, Shen Yi disappeared into the night, ready to test his abilities in real combat. Shen Yi activated Shadow Mirage, watching as a shadowy illusion materialized, but its effectiveness seemed questionable in real combat. A mocking voice ridiculed the spell, dismissing it as a useless trick that offered nothing more than a brief scare. Ignoring the insult, Shen Yi focused on gathering techniques, knowing he needed Moonlit Deep Walk, Frostwind, and Shadow Step for something greater. A cloaked soldier appeared, calling out to him with an unwanted title, interrupting his thoughts as he approached. The soldier handed over a Medal of Valor and a letter of recommendation, stating that Prince Norton personally approved them. Shen Yi accepted the recognition, expressing his gratitude while considering his next move between training or heading to the imperial capital. The soldier gave him a choice, to return with the troops or train further before reporting to the military academy. Reflecting on his achievements, Shen Yi realized he had earned enough wealth to support himself for the time being. He confirmed his decision to leave, ready to move forward now that his immediate goals in this world were complete. Arriving in the modern world, he completed a transaction, exchanging his gold into currency for a stable financial future. A digital assistant confirmed Shen Yi's transaction, successfully converting his gold into a substantial balance in his designated account. He acknowledged the transfer, feeling relieved that his financial security was now secured in his new life. Checking his messages, he noticed countless unread notifications, realizing he had been disconnected since entering the Nightmare Realm. Among the messages was an official confirmation of his acceptance into the Human Martial Arts Group, solidifying his new status. He scrolled further and found a message from Zhao Yibing, suggesting a meeting, leaving him contemplating his response. Shen Yi received a message congratulating him on joining the Human Martial Arts Group, with an invitation to celebrate the occasion. He considered accepting but realized the risk was too great, as the League of Assassins was still actively targeting him. Despite the danger, he cherished his friendship with Chen Haoyu, feeling a strong bond from their shared past experiences. He wanted to maintain that connection, even if their paths in life were slowly beginning to diverge in different directions. A request arrived from someone eager to visit the Human Martial Arts Group, giving Shen Yi an idea to meet safely. Shen Yi entered the grand hall, eyes fixed on the gathering ahead. The imposing figures exuded an aura of undeniable strength. His sharp gaze caught an unfamiliar sensation. These individuals were far from ordinary, their presence radiating an overwhelming force around them. Among them stood Chen Haoyu, his towering frame tense with power. He seemed to be the focal point of attention. The air crackled with restrained power, making Shen Yi uneasy. He instinctively clenched his fists, preparing for whatever might unfold. As he stepped forward, an intense glare met his own. Chen Haoyu assessed him carefully, as if measuring his worth. Chen Haoyu blocked his path, arms crossed. His piercing gaze settled on Shen Yi with an unsettling smirk, eyes filled with amusement. He spoke casually, recalling his own past. He too had once stood here, awed by the professionals surrounding him. Shen Yi remained expressionless. He had no intention of idolizing these people, nor did he seek to follow their path. Instead, he saw them as obstacles. He had always viewed such figures as arrogant, unworthy of admiration or misplaced reverence. Watching their casual arrogance, he found his resolve strengthening. These so-called professionals were nothing more than obstacles in his journey. The presence of another group shifted the tension. Wenna, wearing a dark hat, approached with a confident stride, her sharp gaze unwavering. Chen Haoyu called out to her, but she dismissed him coldly. Her piercing glare silenced any further attempts at conversation. She swiftly handled the situation, warning against further disturbances. The tension remained thick, yet she commanded respect with ease. Another voice interjected, mentioning Shenye's name. The gatekeeper hesitated before confirming his clearance, awaiting final approval to let him through. Without hesitation, Shenye took control of the situation, moving ahead himself. He had no patience for delays or unnecessary interference. Wenna raised her hand, blocking Shenye's path. Her expression firm as golden light reflected off her fingers. Shenye exhaled, lowering his gaze before stepping aside, accepting the situation as he moved forward without hesitation. The man beside Shenye marveled at the luxurious surroundings, his eyes widening at the sheer grandeur of the hallway. Walking together, the man chuckled, recalling past events, the memories stirring a sense of nostalgia within him. They approached the elevator, the doors sliding open smoothly as the cold metallic walls reflected their determined expressions. The elevator doors opened, revealing a crowded space where Shenye stepped inside, surrounded by unfamiliar faces in silence. Shenye listened as someone mentioned the floor number, his mind briefly drifting to thoughts of what awaited him. The elevator ascended smoothly, and Shenye glanced at his companion, noticing the excitement in his expression. A vibration from Shenye's phone caught his attention, and he quickly glanced at the unsettling message on screen. His grip tightened as another message appeared, revealing an attached video that could change everything he thought he knew. Shenye's sharp eyes locked onto his phone screen as an urgent buzz signaled a new incoming message. The message suggested that the missing nurse had been silenced, leaving Shenye with a growing sense of unease. Walking through the dimly lit corridor, he moved forward, his mind racing with unanswered questions. Someone lurked nearby, cautiously peeking around the hallway corner, observing Shenye's every move. Another buzz vibrated in his hand, revealing a message about background checks being rerun on those around him. Shenye glanced at his phone as another message arrived, revealing suspicious activity linked to someone from his school. The elevator doors opened at the 80th floor, while Shenye recalled an unsettling memory about Chen Haoyu. Realization struck as he remembered being trapped in a nightmare, making him completely untraceable in school records. A warning flashed on his screen, advising extreme caution if he encountered Chen Haoyu unexpectedly.